Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on three. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack. Welcome to Ask Margaret from the What Fresh Hell Laughing in the Face of Motherhood podcast, solving your parenting dilemmas one question at a time. Today's question comes from Jenny. Jenny says, my husband and I love your podcast and listen to every one while I make dinner. He hates clutter and especially the annoying plastic toys family seems to always be giving our 15-month-old. How do we get family members to stop giving us cheap plastic annoying toys every time they see our kid? We'd love to somehow instill a present policy that involves them putting the money they would have spent into a savings fund for him, but just aren't sure how to stop the random every time we see them gifts. Jenny and husband, I have not great news. I'm not sure you're going to be able to stop this. I'm not even sure you should, but let's take it one step at a time. I think that it is a fine idea to start a savings account for your child and make that accessible to the grandparents. It is even fine to say, in lieu of presents, we would prefer that going forward, you donate money to this account instead of giving our child a present. And that is kind of where your role in it stops. Your preference is great, but you cannot enforce a present policy on other people. The role that giving your child presents plays in your parents' lives is not really for you to determine, in my opinion. So I'm fine with you putting the option in an easy way in their path to say our preference would be money towards something useful versus plastic nonsense. But that's kind of where you get out of it. And then if they give your child plastic nonsense, I would make an attempt to be gracious and grateful about it, no matter how you feel about it. If you listen to the podcast, you know that I have extremely strong opinions against plastic toys. Not a fan. Really despise them, especially goodie bags, but I just have to look at the man in the mirror and make that change. So I don't do goodie bags at parties. I try to give books as gifts to other people's children. But often my kids are like, books? This is such a lame gift that we're bringing. Like, I don't begrudge any birthday child. My kid, my youngest, is way into LOL dolls, and they are my nightmare. They are just plastic explosion of garbage in my mind, but I don't ban them for my child because she loves them. I do try to talk to her when we play with them about how much plastic is involved with them and how they will be here long after we are all gone, and that the amount of plastic they generate is a huge concern to me. And so I see her evolving a bit on them, but she still loves them. And if she gets an allowance and she buys an LOL doll with that, that is not my choice. That is her choice. So I think it's a lot of figuring out where the lines and boundaries are. You can definitely take a strong stance and say, we no longer allow plastic in our house. Do not bring plastic toys or we will throw them away or give them away. You can do that. I wouldn't recommend it. I think it is enforcing your values on other people in a way that I don't agree with. And I do think that sometimes, my kids' grandparents are walking through an airport and they see something and they just love it and they know it's going to light my kid's face up. And when it arrives, I sometimes have the feeling of like, something else for me to find storage for, until eventually putting in the landfill, and my heart sinks a little bit. But I don't die on that particular hill, and I would not recommend doing so. Put in people's path an alternative that you find better, and then make an effort on your end to free cycle, recycle any toys that come in, give them to other kids. But I would not take a strong stand against them in a way that denies the grandparents the joy of having that exchange with your kiddo. I hope that's helpful, Jenny. But definitely don't give away goodie bags. You know how I feel about that. If you have a question that you would like Amy and I to solve for you, you can submit them to questions@whatfreshhellpodcast.com or ask them on our Facebook page, and we may answer one of your questions on an upcoming episode. Talk to you next time.
The right window treatments change everything: your sleep, your privacy, the way every room looks and feels. At Blinds.com, we've spent 30 years making it surprisingly simple to get exactly what your home needs. We've covered over 25 million windows and have 50,000 five-star reviews to prove we deliver. Whether you DIY it or want a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we have you covered. Real design professionals, free samples, zero pressure. Right now, get up to 40% off site-wide, plus get a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.